Okay, welcome back, guys. I want to talk about something quite serious today, basically, looking at the market, looking at the charts, looking at the Ethereum and Bitcoin, doing a little comparison. I'm seeing some crazy stuff in the charts, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Insane stuff. I think Bitcoin's in a bit of a danger. So, of course, you've never heard me talk about this, but this is the time I have to talk about it because after doing a lot of analysis, seems the Bitcoin is seriously in danger. So as you can see, I've just refreshed. We've got 10,808. So we've got 10,000. Well, just forget it. So many more scams. I'm gonna leave them for now. Let the scams do what they're doing. Global volume is down at this present moment, $70 billion. The global market cap currently sitting at 1.37, as you can see here, $1.37 trillion. BTC volume, yesterday we did have see a volume of about 30 billion, but most of it was selling volume. It wasn't actually buying volume. So I want to show you a little bit more on that as well. And you've got the Ethereum volume as well. So we're going to go straight into the charts and have a look and see what's going on. So I'm going to go through what I've shown you yesterday and then slowly move into what I'm seeing currently, right? So, all the work that I did yesterday, I'll kind of show it to you right now. Also, guys, I've switched off the live chat. No point, because usually nobody even turns up to the lives. No point. But listen, if you're first time here, like, share, and subscribe. This is a channel where you get to see some unbelievable stuff you'll never see on another channel. For example, stuff like this you will never see. Nobody can explain to you what this is. I won't explain to you because I don't want other people to copy, but I will show you and I will tell you, and I'll make sure you go in the right direction from seeing what you're seeing here. So like, share, and subscribe. You should just hit that button right now. It does really help the channel. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get as many likes, shares, and comments, to try and grow the channel. Channel's on a mission. Okay, I'll be honest with you. Channel's on a mission now, so I've just changed everything. I used to have a membership, this, that, loads of things I've changed. This channel right now is going to 1 million subscribers and 10,000 views a day minimum. So help me get there. That's all I'm asking for. Nothing else. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. So let's go straight into the chart. So yesterday you saw this particular chart. This is the total market cap. As you can see, total market cap, we had this. And we saw that we got a decline here, basically. So we got rejected along this particular trend line. So it seems like the market, whoever's in control, right? We can say, the whales or whoever's in control, they don't want this market cap to go any higher. So the market cap is reacting similar to Bitcoin, and I'll show you very soon, right? Because I've got a lot of Bitcoin stuff going on. So I'll show you. Now we are, particularly, so we've created a brand new zone here. So these were the downward zones, and now we've got an upward channel, right? So we've just created a brand new upward channel zone, right? And the reason I've done it this particular way is because I've been noticing this 1.4 has become a bit of a resistance point. And also, if I'm looking at the traffic zone, and if I do put a traffic zone here, this is what you're going to see on the traffic zone. So if we just put it here, this has become a lovely traffic zone. So it seems like we are constantly facing traffic within this specific zone here, right? Within this specific zone. So, the 1.2 to 1.4, 4745, you can call it, right? Around that level seems to be a massive traffic zone. So we got to just be careful. Market cap may drop a little bit more. The only thing I can see the market cap dropping is going to be an indication that we're either going into a new bull run, the accumulation's over, the bottom's in, we're going into a new bull run, or we're going into a bear run. So this is where the problem is. And clearly this candle also indicates this as well. Very indecisive, very indecisive. What does the market want to do? So let's go into other data and see. So before I go to that, let me show you Ethereum, because Ethereum is very interesting. Because remember what I said here, if you look carefully, and I've talked about it before as well, Ethereum volume, daily volume, seems to be catching up with Bitcoin's daily volume, right? So obviously, they're talking about the flippening. That hasn't happened yet, and it's not going to happen that soon. We need to double this, more than double, about 60 times. About almost double plus to get to this, right? So once we flip this number with Ethereum, then we're there. So those days, could be coming. You never know. It depends on what the whales are doing. I mean, what I mean by whales, think about this, right? We were sitting at $1.4 trillion. And I remember one day, and I was on a video as well, they took $400 billion out of this. You know, the dump, $400 billion just vanished. So 400 billion could easily come into this and pump it up. So we could have a flippening. It's very much doable. Let's go into Ethereum. Let's have a look at Ethereum. So with Ethereum, what you're seeing is Ethereum, this is an auto zone basically. So Ethereum is finding support on this auto zone, right? But we did draw a line, right? We drew a line some time back, right? And we said that if we do have a dump, right, we could possibly come and touch this line here. This is the line. And then if we fail that, then we would have come and touched this, right? And obviously if we fail all of that, then we come back down here. But look at this. I just wanted to show you this. We had a bounce exactly on this line. Okay, so I'm not going to say anything like exactly predict. There's no prediction here. What's still to predict? We couldn't predict this. We knew the market was supposed to be bearish last week, right? Last weekend, the market should have been bearish, but instead the market just pushed up. And that's what caused this, right? So what we were expecting, we did not have, right? And, you know, these are my channels that I've drawn basically, as you can see, no adjustment, nothing whatsoever. You can see it from yesterday's video as well. And what you're seeing is basically we are now just hovering around these lines. So these are the type of things that says, okay, bottom's probably in already. We're probably just finishing the final accumulation before we make the move. I'm hoping this is the case, because if this is the case, then it's good news. You know, if this is not the case, then we've got a serious problem, because if we break this channel, then we got support here and then one more support here, and after that we could even possibly go back and test the previous all-time high from 2018. So if you look carefully, 2018, we could easily go back here and test this 2018. And if everybody, if anyone knows what I'm talking about, right, you'll understand this, right, when you look at this is your cup and handle. Sorry, I'm using the wrong one, my bad. Let me get this. Oh, there we are. Right, so I had the wrong one set up. So if we are doing this, then this is the cup and handle. This would be the handle. But for some odd reason, where we are right now, seem to be having a lot of trouble just holding this, right? But it's not just Ethereum, it's the whole market. As you can see, it's the whole market reacting this particular way, right? The whole market is reacting. Also, I've been looking at the RSI and the stochastic, and if you look, we're on the daily currently, all of them showing overbought. Now, when it's an overbought, we can expect a massive dump. We're seeing an overbought on a bearish candle. That's not a good news. If we are to continue this, if we see this overbought on a bearish thing and we say, okay, what's the situation? How far can it take us? Let's have a look. Hold on, let me have a look. Give me a second. Let me just do it properly for you. Let's have a look from here to here. What does it show? Yeah, so this is more correct, all right? This is more correct. Sorry, I was doing it the other way around, so it showed a bit too much. So we're looking at close to. I mean, I won't go in this percentage, right? What we're looking at here was the overbought, right? We could have a nice, big dump, not nice. I wouldn't really call it nice. We could have a massive dump. So this dump here, let me see if I can see it, right? So this would be a 5% dump if we did come down here. But if we came down here, we're looking at almost a 20% dump. And it gets even worse. Say, for example, we came here, that's a 40%. Do you see what I'm saying? So if this cannot hold, we could expect a 47% dump on Ethereum. 40% dump on Ethereum. So from today's price, we could easily have a 40% dump. If we get this, and I want to say this very clearly, if we get this dump, then we're in a bear market. Very simple. We're in a bear market. There's no possible way we're going to be still continuing the bull run. We're going to be in a bear market. However, for us to reverse this trend, all right, let me get rid of these. Right. For us to reverse this trend, what we need to see now is from this particular point here, so from where we are right now, what we need to see, right? My bad, I'm using the wrong ones. So from where we are right now, right, what we have to see is, where is it? This one here, right? What we have to see is a 24%. So on the downside, we've got a risk of going 40%. On the upside, we need to get up 25%. 25% and we're fine. That's going to say, okay, right, you know what? We're still in the bull run. We're still in the bull run, you know? So this is what I'm thinking. I mean, we definitely need these numbers to come in as soon as possible. So that's Ethereum. Let's move it to Bitcoin. I'll show you more on Bitcoin. So yesterday, remember, I showed you this chart. I said, look, best case scenario, we can go and do this. So let me show you. Right, so I said best case scenario, you know, we can, from this candle where we were, we can jump up and we can go up to all the way up here. But if we do break down, we're going to come down here. Right, the 29, 30K, you can call it whatever you want to call it, right around this level. Let me get rid of these lines because they are not quite relevant right now because of what I'm seeing. I'll show you the bigger picture and you'll understand what I mean. So far on the 4 hourly, the RSI is showing plus, which is good. Means, you know, we were in the oversold territory. We're moving back up again. But I want to show you on a larger time frame. On a larger time frame, we're still going down. This has not reversed. We're still going down. We still got a long way to go. So when we're looking at that and we're saying, okay, if we've got a long way to go, is it telling us that we might actually hit that level? You know, are we going to hit that 30K level, this particular level here? Are we going to hit that? So this is what I'm looking at. So far, it looks like we might just come back and test this 30K level. Whether we do it today, tomorrow, day after, whenever, we are going to do it. But good thing, now this is the good thing, right? So there's a plus and minus here. The plus point is, as long as, and let me get rid of this fib for you. The plus point is, as long as we bounce around these lines here, right? It's not a bad deal. Okay, it's not a bad deal. It's as long as we bounce around these lines here, right? It's not a bad deal. So that's still okay. The only time I am kind of worried, is if we come back to this level here. So what I'm seeing is if we come here and do this, right? If we have this 10% drop, so as you can see, with Ethereum, we've got a chance of doing 40%. With this, it's about 11%, right? This 11% is very critical for us right now from where we are. If we come to this zone, I think we're going to be in a little bit of a bear run. I'm being honest with you. I think we're going to be in a little bit of a bear run. Now, we need information, more data to actually confirm that. So let's move on. Let's go to another chart that I also showed you yesterday. So this is another chart I showed you yesterday. Again, the fibs are there. Everything's there. And again, we drew a line, blue line. I'm not sure if I drew it yesterday or drew it before. But you can see we found perfect support around this line again. So everything's looking good. But, and this is a big but, right? What you can see is what I drew yesterday. This range has now changed. And what's happened with this range is you can see carefully, right? This range is now widened, right? To the point where we can even put it here. This becomes the range. So also here, and you know, there's maths involved in that. But the point is this now becomes the range because of what's happened here, right? And what we do here is very simple. To find this range, I'll show you. Right, let's do the range here. So we're down here and we do this. Okay, so technically you see the range becomes here. That's the range right now. So we can just use the fibs to actually find our bottom of the range and say, right, this is now the new range. This is where we might go because we broke that line. Doesn't matter if we found support here, we broke that line. So that's what I'm seeing here right now. Also, you can see this is the money flow indicator. So we did have a lot of money flowing in, which is good to come and support it here, right? But it, you know, it seems to be like, you know, calming down now. Again, it might just go out. This is on the hourly. Let's have a look on the daily and see what the daily is showing us. Okay, daily showing us, yes, money's coming in, but the RSI is not coming in. So we've got one that's moving up, the other's moving down, and stochastic RSI, as you can see, is still showing going down, right? So we've got a bit of an issue there. And if we activate this support and resistance clusters, you can see the support right now would be here. So this is showing us support is bang on here, right? So this is the support, 31,000, 31,081, all right? So 31,000 basically. That's where we got the best support. Resistance wise, long way to go, long way to go for us to recover from where we are right now. So this is the candle we're on now, right? And for us to just to even recover, we need to do a 24%. So similar like Ethereum. So what you saw, Ethereum 25% up, this one also close to 25% up. But when it comes to the way down, this one only has to do 10%. And that's very bad. I mean, for us, I'll show you what I mean by this, right? So we're doing it on this particular one. If we go to the bottom of this channel from here, 13%, right? So it's about 13% actually. So this 13%, if we come down here, that's a bear market. So I'm just warning you right now, this is a bear market. So from everything I'm looking at, right, this is a bear market. Also, while we're on this chat, there's this chart. There's one other thing I could do actually. So I'm going to do this right now because this chart is a very interesting chart that I've been working on, and you do remember this, right? So remember I said this could be our E. Now, if this has changed its pattern, well, this is what I'm about to show you. Let's leave this line there. Let me extend it a little bit so it doesn't bother me when I'm doing this. If this is our wave one, right? If we're still on the wave one, if we're still bullish, this line could adjust and this could be our wave one. Do you see what I mean? This chart, this line could easily adjust. It's got no issues adjusting, because if it does adjust, then the next one, let me find that, move this a little bit. You see, the next one can easily do this. You see what I mean? So if the market's moving sideways, necessarily doesn't mean that the wave one is over. This is on the bullish side. We could have a wave one here, right? We could actually have a wave one here if we're still bullish. But remember, if we go below this into this zone and we come and go below this particular level here, which is a 20, let me put a line on it just to show you. So on a daily, if we do come to this particular price here, which is the 28,900, sadly, that will take us into the invalidation point. That will take us into the bearish zones. That will mean that we might have a nice extended bearish situation. Okay, so that's the situation right now. That's what we got. Okay, so I'll deactivate those. We don't really need them. So let's leave that and let's go to another chart. All right, so this is the same chart as I showed you here, right? It's the same chart, right? So this is the same chart. But what I've done here is I've put something else on. So let's get rid of the fibs. We don't need the fibs on this, right? We don't need these two lines either, just like I deleted them before. I'm going to delete them here as well. I'm also going to delete this line. I'm going to delete this line. I'm going to delete this line. Sorry about that, guys. There's a lot of lines here, a lot of stuff here. I want to delete all of them, right, and just leave the rest. Now, once upon a time, do you remember we drew this line and we said, right, this is our imaginary line, but we are going to move this line every time, and we did move it yesterday. Again, this is on a 4-hourly, and what you see here is it was respecting that line. All right, you can see it was respecting this line. Now, you might be seeing different colored bars and everything. You're thinking, what's going on here? Why does this guy have different colored bars here? I'll tell you why I have different colored bars here. So what I'm doing here is I'm using a slightly different indicator to show me what the action was like. So if it's a green one, even in a red zone, if it's a green one, we want to see were the bulls active here or were the bears active here. So we want to see who was more active in which zone, right? So that's all we're trying to track here, right? Similar to the heat map, but slightly more refined, right? So what I'm doing, and this is actually a stock market indicator. It's not a normal indicator. I'll show you what I mean, right? This is not a thing. So we're using the S&P 500 symbol basically to use it. So it's got nothing to do with stock crypto. But if you know what you're doing, you can use it just to find the pattern. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just using this to find the pattern, right? And I'm saying, where is the bullishness? Where is the bearishness? So what I'm looking for is a bit of green to show up. I'm waiting for this to start becoming greenish. If this starts to become greenish, then I can say, right, if we start moving like this, I can say, okay, we're about to be bullish again. But so far, what I'm seeing is we're in the beginning. So that we had a lovely little bullish here. This is where you can see this pump here, then a big dump here, and then it looked bearish, bearish, bearish. So what I'm doing, I'm tracking this. I'm trying to say, okay, where's the best bullish news? So you can see this happens everywhere. It doesn't matter even if we're on the top. Everybody thought we were very bullish, but this minimal bullish. There were more bearish action here, except what happened during this time when we were rising up to 65. A lot of people were taking their profits, and you can see that reflected here, right? You can see profits, money exiting. You can see this here. So this is why I'm using this specific indicator on this section to basically double check this, right? Is the money coming in or is the money going? So similar to the money flow, slightly different, right? So that's what we got here. So far, what we can see is obviously same thing as before. We're on this line, we might have a little bounce here, we might come and find support here. Same story as I just said to you here, right? It's the same situation, right? So what we could expect. Now, let's move on to another chart. Not this one. Let's move it to this one, right? So there's a lot of charts I'm showing you here, right? And as you can see, my usual indicators are still on. This is the same chart as you saw just a little while ago, right? So this is the same chart as you saw a little while ago, except this one has this mean reversion channel indicator, right? Now, the mean is the yellow. And this is what I'm looking at. So I'm looking at all of this and I'm saying, okay, where's the biggest resistance? Well, the biggest resistance seems to be here. So these dotted lines are the biggest resistance, right? Where are the supports, right? So for these levels, we had the supports around here. Currently, the mean resistance and support around here. So this is the bottom resistance, right? Technically a support, right? And this is where we are now. So let's focus on the area that we are on now. Now, also just to show you, if we enter these areas, this 24, 25. So remember I told you before about 25, and we'll get to the 25 level in a bit. If we get to the 25 level, then sadly, this is indicating that this is like quicksand. Remember I told you about quicksand. We can be sucked into this. If we do get sucked into this, the only last resort we have is this 21,818. After that, this is it. This is a bear run. This is what we could expect. So we can even use this indicator to tell us what the worst case scenarios. So currently this is showing us on a daily. I mean, actually, this is better to use on a weekly. No, not this one, sorry, the other one. Sorry, I've got multiples because this one you can set up differently. So I've set it up in a particular way. So this one, okay, let's do this. So on the mean, you can see the mean here, right? We're below the mean. We need to get above the mean. That's the most important thing. We need to get above the mean. So since here, you can see we've been very, very bearish. We've been bouncing off this particular level here, bouncing constantly. But as time progresses and as the market momentum moves, this is also becoming lower. So this is the threshold. This 25K that I talked about the other day seems to be the threshold. So everyone's got to be very, very careful. If we go to the 25, we could potentially end up in a bear run. Okay, and the range isn't good. I mean, if we do end up in it, you can see the range is anything from 25 all the way to 10,500. Right, that's what it is. I mean, the average, the support range that we're seeing would be the 17,700. So we can see at 17,700. So numbers are getting lower, guys. This is what I'm trying to explain to you here. What I'm seeing is the numbers are getting higher, and I'll explain to you what the strategy would be right at the end. So this is the situation here right now. Okay, so let's move over to another chart now. Right, so here I've got the Bitcoin logarithmic chart. Right, so you've seen this before. Let's get rid of my usual indicators, and you can see where we are right now. So what I'm doing here, just showing you plain. I'll move into another chart just to show you what I'm seeing. So on this chart, you can see that we are currently on the log curve, the 23% Fibonacci level. This is where we are right now. This is right showing the 29. So everything is showing this 29K. Anything below the 29K sadly becomes our bear market. So you see we've got the 29K here, and then we've got the 25K here, and coincidentally we even have the, where is it, just here, we've got a 22K here, and after the 22K you've got the 19K, right? So we know when we're talking about the 20K. So remember, these every day they change, right? So tomorrow it could be slightly different, but the point is We've got the 25, we've got the 29, the 25. We've got all of these levels here, right? Clearly marked in the prices. Let me see if I can adjust this symbol. Indicates last value. There you go. So now what you can see, let me indicate the name label, get rid of that. So let's show you, actually no, let's leave the label as well. Let me leave that for you, so just to kind of show you so what we're expecting. So if we come to this level, what we're seeing is the 29k. If we come to that level, we're saying 24,943. So take a screenshot of this if you need to, because this is showing you the data bang on. You can take a screenshot and now you know exactly what each Fibonacci level represents, what the prices are. So I don't have to tell you off the top of my head. You do know, you know this is already. So you can see what the top of the channel is showing, the 117, right? What the bottom of the channel is showing. So this changes every single day, right? So yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. Now let's move over to the next one. Now this one here, I've got quite a few stuff on. You can see this, right? You can see I've got quite a few bits and bobs on. So what I'm going to do on this one, and I don't want to congest it, there's a lot of stuff going on. So let me not congest this one. Let me get rid of the value and the name, right? Let's get rid of this because I don't want this stuff, right? Let's keep it nice, simple and clean. And let's go through one of them one by one. So let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Right. So we know about the log curve. We know that this is the current support level that we have, right? If we break this, then, you know, we got to go here. And if we break anything below this, doomsday for us. This is quicksand area. This is where it's going to take us back to this line. We don't want to go there. Now, so we've got, this is the log chart, right? So now what I want to do, I want to show you the, so just to keep it clean, let's turn this off. SMA, so simple moving average, nothing more, right? You know, simple moving average, nothing else. And what we're tracking here is our 21 week, our 50 week, and our 200. These are week, by the way, right? These are not daily, these are week, right? I'll get to the daily bit in a bit. What I've noticed, right, and this is really quite fascinating, right? What I've noticed is we're actually holding support on the 50 week. Actually holding support on the 50 week, you know, and that's the reason why I'm using the BLX to show you this. We're actually holding support here. So this is quite good. I mean, looking at it, it's like, okay, so there's something here, there's some support, but we're just so close, we might break down. And what I want to show you now is the next one. So get rid of the, leave the SMA, actually, leave all of them. In fact, leave all of them. Let's show you this one. There's a conversation going on about the Gaussian channel. And this is what I was looking at as well, the Gaussian channel, right? And Gaussian channel, I'm going to show you on 2 time frames. So one, I'm going to show you on a weekly, which is here. And then I'm going to show you one on a, what do you call this? On the daily. So far, what you're looking at the Gaussian channel, when you're looking at it, you can see it's colored, all of this. So I'm using a custom modified one. By the way, this is, this Gaussian channel is actually one of my own. So this one here is one of my own, right? Something new I've been working on. So with this Gaussian channel, what you can see is this is the mean line. This is the average mean. We're currently below the mean. That's worrying. That is what is worrying. Saying that, right? You see these candles here, these weekly candles here, right? Especially this one. This is a bullish candle. This is a very bullish candle, right? But this week we just entered this territory. Now we need to, obviously, hopefully by the end of the week, if we can move this back up, then it's good. Ultimately, we need to get above this line. This one simple line that's been holding us back. And what I want to show you now, you're going to understand. I've shown you this line before. Remember, I drew this line. Remember, I drew this channel line. I drew this and I said, look, this is the base and we drop below. We need to get back above. Well, this is what the Gaussian channel is showing you as well. That the average mean that we've been on, we're below, right? So we need to get back above this specific line right now, ASAP. But I want to show you something else as well. I want to show you something on a different timeline. So obviously you can see that whenever the Gaussian channel becomes red, you clearly understand this. Red means, oh, it's bearish. Green means it becoming bullish. Red means bearish. Bullish. So currently the Gaussian is showing we're in the bullish territory. So when you're in the bullish territory, how should you react? So let me explain, right? Imagine we started becoming red from here. So it flashed red and it became red, and we said, okay, you know what, we're gonna wait for a week. So we waited a week, and then the next week still red. But during these times, you start dollar cost averaging. You start buying. If you're gonna be buying and holding, you start buying, and you come up to here, and you stop. You can start. You can still buy if you want to, just to dollar cost average. But if you don't, you just stop, and you wait for this to get back to here, and then you basically take your profit out. That's what you do. Right? When you're looking at this, you can see every time we go into, that's when you accumulate, that's when you start selling or taking your profit or doing whatever, right? Regardless whether it's bull market or not. But that's, you're gonna say, Sham, this is data over years and years, bro. What the hell is wrong with you? Well, I did say to you, I'm gonna show you on a daily time frame. This is on a daily time frame. What do you see on a daily time frame? The same thing. It will show you on a daily time frame when you should be buying and when you should be holding and when you should be buying again. Now you can translate this and say, this is when you should be buying and this is when you should be selling. Doesn't matter. It totally depends on who you are. If you're an investor, all right, if you're an investor, this is when you let go and you wait for it to become green again. You're just buying, you're just going in for a little short term, you want to make a little bit of money. Well, that's what you do, right? And if you're a holder and you believe in the system and believe in Bitcoin, what you do, you buy here. This is the buying opportunity. These reds are your buying, these zones are your buying opportunity. So from this particular day to this particular day here, right, this was your buying opportunity. Let's get rid of this, right? Let's do this, right? This was your buying opportunity. Still is your buying opportunity. As long as we're in this zone, this is your buying opportunity. Right? You buy, you accumulate, because once we do the trend, we're going to go back up again. Now, let's go back into the weekly to see, okay, what does the Gaussian say to us? If we did use this strategy, how low can we go? We want to see how low we can go. Well, one thing we can see, there's only been a few times, and these are like the black swan events, few times when we went below this. Right, when we went below this, and we're going to do some maths on this, and you're going to understand below how much below. Right, so here's this 1, 2, we're not going to go too far, 3, right, use 4. The reason I want to use 4 is because this kind of takes us all the way back to 2011, as you can see here. So obviously a lot of these indicators were not created back then. So what you have to understand, we can't really use all of this, but saying that, we'll just use this just for the sake of it, right? And we say, right, we've got 4 points here, that this is what's happened on the weekly, 4 points. So we've got bigger data here. Now, every time this happens, what's the situation? You know, how do we know what's going on? Well, it's quite easy. Let's use the bottom of this and use the top of the channel, right? Not this one. Sorry, I want to use a different one here. I want to use this one. Use the bottom of the channel and go to the top of the channel. Top of the channel. What you're seeing here, what I'm trying to demonstrate here is very simple actually. Let me see if I can. Yeah, okay. Oh, I can't do this. What I'm trying to demonstrate here is, you see this level here. Seems like whenever we enter the Gaussian, right? Actually, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Sorry, boys. Sorry, girls. Let's do. So we entered. So this is where the Gaussian was. Right, let's just try and see this. So this is where we went into the quicksand zone. How far did we go? This is what I'm trying to figure out, right? So from here to here, whatever level we have, we seem to kind of go down here. So let's see if this is the same when we did this, right? So that's what we're trying to track. And I'm doing it live right now. I haven't done this before. I'm doing it in front of you right now. So if we use this again and say, right, from here to here to here, and then we have another 50%, bam. So it seems to be making sense, right? This is exactly what seems to be happening. So we seem to be, every time we have this dump, we seem to be going 50% below that line. Yeah, I don't want to use these data because they might not be accurate, right? This is what I'm trying to say here, right? So the current situation, when we're looking at this kind of stuff, right, we are here. Are we going to be pulled in, and are we going to have a low? And if we do, are we going to have that 50%, right? So that's what we're looking for, right? This is exactly what we're looking for. Are we going to see this 50%, right? So if we did, so let me get the 100. Yep, so let me just put it here. This, not 100, but this is fine. If this was the case, then the doesn't get back above the median line, we're in some serious danger. And as you can see, I've drawn the box here pretty much accurately as well. If we come to the bottom of this range, the, here, 28, 29,000, we're in danger, right? And remember, this is the 25K. As you can see here on the right as well, let me put a line. The channel, bottom of the channel is the 25,000. Forget the little numbers, the 25K. Everything is pointing that we could potentially go into a bear market, extended bear market, and hover around there if we do not get back above this line. This has become now one of our most critical lines that we must get above. Okay, everything is telling us that we need to get back above this line. Our simple moving average is saying, look, we're holding by a thread. Obviously it's a lagging indicator, but it's saying we're holding by a thread. You need to get back into this 21-week moving average. We need to move everything, and we need to get back into this 21-week moving average, move above, and say, right, now we can continue. I mean, over time, obviously, every week is a 21-week. I talk about the time, every week is a 50-week, right? If this continues to move up, it's not a bad deal. As long as this comes down a little bit and then this can cross over. So what we're looking for is a cross effect, which we want like this, and we want this one to go and cross like this. If we can have this, then at least we know that we're going to be reversing the trend and moving back up again. Right, now I'm going to move it back over to the daily just to kind of show you what the indicators are doing right now. So same situation. This is where the so-called death cross we had, right? So the so-called death cross, the one that everybody went nuts about, right? People started dumping because of some idiots. So coming back into this, right, you can see that we almost dropped below. But it's not that bad. I mean, we're not that far. This is the 200, this is the 50-day moving average. Again, it's a lagging indicator. Remember, it's late, it's never on time. Okay, it's never on time. It's giving you the average based on the last 50 days, and today, and then it gives you the middle point of all of that, the average. That's all it's giving, nothing more. What we do have to see is we want this to start reversing and this to start coming back down. And if this is the case, then we're back to normal. But so far, look at this. Even the Gaussian, it's colored the bars for me. And I use a technique to color the bars. It's colored the bars and it's just showing bearish, bearish, bearish. But this is, again, to a bull, this is the opportunity to buy, because after we have a red, what do we have? Right, so let's go into this and let's have a look. Every time we have a red, what do we have after a red? A green. Red, green. Come on, simple. Black and white, red and green, right? Very simple. So we know that we've had this for quite some time now. I mean, compared to other bearish situations, what we had, right? So compared to other bearish situations, I mean, we can even calculate the number of days if we wanted, but we can go on forever with this. What I'm saying is this red here, we've had the worst bearish situation. This has been bearish. And during this whole time, I've been the most bullish. Every time we've dropped lower and lower, I'm more bullish. The reason is because I see that, as I said, it depends on what kind of a person you are. Are you an investor trying to make some quick money? Well, if you're making quick money, you should have, you need to climb this, buy this, and then sell here. That's how you make your money. And if you're a hodler like me and someone who's thinking on a longer time frame, who says, well, I'm not going to be the guy who, buys it somewhere down here or whatever, and then climbs this up, and every time a candle wicks to red, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell all day long, right? I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who says, do you know what? I bought it down here. I'm going to sell it down here. I'm going to wait for this. I'm going to wait for this channel to end. When it comes to the bottom of this, I'm going to buy. So the last time we talked about the great buying opportunity was about 30K. And that's the time when basically all the auto buy orders activated, right? So great. There are some people who's recently bought at the 32, 32.8, 32.5 and whatnot, this and that. Great. you're picking up some discounts. Anyone who hasn't got cash isn't picking up, right? But the point is around the average 30K we picked up, so we're good, right? Because we know that once this red channel ends, wherever it ends, it might come down here, wherever it ends, a new green channel is going to start. So this is the bullish scenario in the bearish situation, right? So what was this? So this was nothing. This was nothing. So here's the other one that I was going to show you. All right. So you know about this one. This one, my imaginary yellow line is kind of being fulfilled, I would say. That's obviously not, but it is in a sense, right? So this is my imaginary yellow line. It's still going to stay there. I'm not going to touch it. But what I wanted to show you here is where we are right now. Okay. Again, inside the box. Inside the box, right? And remember, none of these boxes or anything are drawn just randomly. They're all maths, right? End of the day. So we've got the box here, we've got everything. We can see where we are. We've got our fibs here, and if we look at the fibs, we can see that we struggled to get above the 618, and we got pushed down, big time pushed down. Whales came back in, pushed it back up. Currently the whales are still in control since yesterday, so this is on a daily. They're still in control, but we need to test this again. I mean, it's all about testing, right? Right now, we're finding resistance. And look at this, how funny this is. I'll draw a line on this. Look at this resistance. Boom. Bang here. So where we found support here is where the resistance is. I mean, you just can't. I mean, this is just the chart doing its thing, right? This is just the chart doing its thing. So, yeah, this, guys, remember, this is kind of a big warning. Right? This is kind of a big warning. A warning because of what I've seen right now. I had to do this warning because the warning is everything is telling us, right, especially on the higher time frame, that on the lower time frame, obviously buying and holding, that's a different story, but on the higher time frame, it is telling us we are kind of, unless we reverse this, we are going to enter. So as soon as this pops into red, expect. So this is what I wanted to say, right? Let's have a look and see how many days that is. So last time we had this, right, we had 161 days, which is close to about 6 months. So if this happens, we might see a 6 month and extended bear run. And that kind of leads me back to, I remember I spoke about a video recently and I said it could take us to March. So that was like almost 9 months, but it's going to take us to 2022. This seems like if we do have this extended bear run and we have this 161 days, right, we might end up all the way by the end of 2022 or probably even more. So if I just copy that, so what was it? 23 bars, right? So let's take from here, from this week, let's take 23 bars, 24, 60, 23. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. So if we take it here, it takes us to December, right? So if we do have a bearish situation, I mean, depends on your tolerance level. Can you hold until December to see what it's going to do? Or, you know, are you actually panicking right now? It's up to you. I mean, you got to think about it. And remember one thing, guys, if you've invested money and you're at a loss, you never sell. Number one rule, you never sell. You think you're going to cut your losses, you know, you're going to make even more losses, right? We have these bulls and bear runs and everything. But one thing we do know, this cycle top was not a top, right? This cycle top was not a top. And actually, let me just quickly add this on before I end. So I am going to end this video very soon. But I just want to quickly add one more thing here, just so you can understand a specific situation. So let me take you back to 2013. This was 2013. This was 2013, the first top, right? So this was the first top in 2013. Let's change the color of this so you can see the candles better, right? So this was the top of 2013. Now, what we're seeing here is this is exactly where we topped out. You can see this massive wick here. And then from there, let's calculate how many days we were bearish before we became bullish. So how many days? Let's have a look. So let's take it to this specific candle here. So what I've done, I've just taken it to this candle. I'm not even bothered about here, all right? If I'll do another one just for the sake of it. I'll do another one. So from this candle here to this last candle here. Let's do it here. So we've got two here right now. What I want to show you, the first one, 91 days. So that's 3 months. We had from the moment we had the top, we started dumping for 3 months. And then what happened was from there, we obviously moved up. But if you look at the full length from here to here, that was 182 days. 126 bars, 26 weeks, 182 days before the market decided to come back and repump again. So if we just copy this, right? So we've got what, 13 bars and 26 bars. Let's do this. 13 bars and 26 bars. Because as I said, this looks so much close to what we did in things. It was 13 bars and 26 bars, right? Let's do this. So let's take 13 bars from the top, where we had the top. Where was the top? This was the top, right? Was this the top? Let's just use this anyway, who cares? Right, let's use this 13 bars. And then we're going to do a 26 bar from the same one. Hold on, something's not right here. Yeah, no, actually it's fine, it's fine. It doesn't make a difference to us. Right, let's take this and take 26 bars, right? 26 bars. 26 bars. Right, so this is what we've got right now. So if we were, like from where we are right now, this is, I'm about to show you something. This is going to be nuts, right? Give me a second. Let me just switch off the drawing to see. Okay, so this was the candle. So this is the 13 bar candle. This is bang on, right? This one may not be. This is here. This is bang on 25 and this is 26. We are now bang on the chart, right? Let's have a look. You want to freak out? Get ready to freak out. This was the candle that we had the top. Okay, this is where we are. 13 bars, 91 days brings us here. What does that show us? Bam. Do you see what I'm trying to say? This says up to next week, we can still have the same pattern as we had before. This is what it's saying. So then if we have a reversal on 26th week, then it's telling us we could expect a reversal in October. We could expect a reversal in October. I mean, I've got to write this down because I'm just doing it right now in front of you, by the way, guys. It's not like I've done this before, right? So reversal expected on 18 October. Boom. There we go. So we just write this down right now. So we're expecting a reversal on the 18th of October. Let's change this color. There you go. Boom. Right. This is when we're expecting a reversal. All right. Now let's put another one here and say, right, dump, right? Dump expected to be over on, what was it? 19 July, I believe it is. There you go. How does that feel? So this is just something, just like kind of what we're doing. If we follow the 2013 model, then this is what it's telling us. This is exactly what this is telling us. This is telling us that expect this reversal to start moving back up. It might go sideways. I mean, if you look at carefully, it might go sideways because remember, 182 days is not a small amount of time. 182 days is not a small amount of time. So when you're looking at this kind of data, right? 100, let me get rid of this. Actually, we don't need this. Actually, no, I do need this later on. I do. So I'm going to leave that because I do need this for something else, actually. Let me leave that light. So if we're looking at this, right, and following this exact path, yeah, this exact path, and then we suddenly have a pump. Well, that's 182 days from the day we topped out. 182 days, right? So all I'm doing is just counting. I'm not counting the percentage or anything like this. None of that business. We don't want to know about percentage. We just want to know what the pattern is showing us. And so far, this pattern, if we were to follow, it's not like it's going to absolutely happen. If we were to reverse everything, then this is going to happen. Now, let's go back to 2013 and see what the Gaussian showed us. How about that? Let's have a look and see what the Gaussian channel showed us, right, on 2013. Let's have a look. No, we didn't even touch the Gaussian. We just kissed it. We didn't even touch it. So I just wanted to see, basically double check, because I'm doing this in front of you, by the way. I'm not sitting there analyzing this and making a script and then coming back to you guys. No, this is happening live right now. Okay, and talking about live, please like, share, subscribe, so we can get this channel to 1 million subscribers. and 10,000 views a day that's not much to ask for, is it? And maybe around 1,000 likes. We can get 1,000 likes and maybe 500 comments. That'd be really, really good. Let's move this channel somewhere else. Let's go to another level. Also, I'm thinking of bringing people to the show, live show, so soon I might be able to do this as well. So yeah, let me know. Other than that, I think there's a lot for you to digest on this one. This is some crazy nutty stuff. You got my warning here, guys. You got my warning. 25k. If we go to 25k and if we start going anything below, that's my warning for you. So you know what to do. I'm not your financial advisor. Do what you have to. But on the bullish side, as I said, next week is going to be the one that tells us, okay, is this it? Right? Next week is more of a decider. I think next week is a decider, definitely. And then there'll be a little bit more pain for a few more days until October. So who's ready for it? Who's not? I know I am. I'm ready. Yep, I'm absolutely ready. I don't think anything can impact me. Anything can affect me. I can do this forever. Doesn't make a difference to me, because I'm just so bullish. The reason is because I'm looking far ahead in time. I'm not looking at today. I never entered BTC for today. I never entered that for today. So for me, it's got to do with other stuff. It's nothing to do with, just coming in, making a bit of quick money and this and that. No, guys. No. It's a long haul. It's a long haul. It's one of those that, it's going to happen forever. For me, as I said, 2030, and this stuff I'm doing on YouTube, I'm doing it for everybody. I'm doing it for the community. I'm doing it for community, nothing else, guys. I just want to help you guys understand, stay up to date, see what's going on, see all the different stuff. I'm not one of those guys who's going to come on a channel, break down each page and make a 10-minute video or a 5-minute video, shoot it to you, right? Without explaining how it works, what it is, what it does, what it means, without the fundamentals, without the technicals, nothing. Just so I can get the views. Seriously, guys, that's not what I'm after. That's not what I'm after, right? I want to teach you. I want to educate you. I want to take you to another level, right? If you're willing to come on this journey with me, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one. Adios, my amigos. Spend hours and hours scouring through YouTube looking for Bitcoin content that you are interested in. You just want facts, nothing more. But you come across too many channels talking from a script. It feels like talking from a script. Everyone's talking about the same thing. You go and you keep on searching and they're constantly talking about the same thing. Too many channels who are not talking about what is happening exactly right now. Today, you need to know what's happening today. Crypto doesn't wait for anybody. Too many channels who have pre-recorded videos and interviews not relevant to the current market status. So by the time you've heard that information or you've seen that information, it's already too late. Well, guess what? You've just come to the right place. Your search is over. You found the right YouTube channel, right? On this channel, I publish Bitcoin analysis every day, unbiased, and only the facts from the charts for the members. Members will see daily updates regardless which direction the market is moving. It doesn't matter. Members get the opportunity to send me custom designs for clothing line, which I will be posting on the channel's clothing website. And also get the opportunity to receive members only giveaways in BTC. As it's a Bitcoin channel, you will get it in Bitcoin. You will be able to contact me via various messaging services. Sometimes I would even give my personal phone number, but only for business and collaboration purposes. We will obviously decide on that later, but I'm just going to leave that there for you guys so you know. Your priority comment reply through YouTube. If you send a comment and I know you're a member and I can see it from the badge, I will know you're a member and you're going to be able to send me that message and I'll give you a reply back. You can request content directly to me. It's like similar to Patreon, right? So I know there's a service called Patreon. Where you go and pay and you say, I want to see this and I want to see that, and you do a project backing or something and you say, okay, let's get this production going and this and that. So obviously I'm not a production crew, I'm a one-man crew here, but I will do my best to get you those information that you want to see, that is relevant to you, and hopefully help everybody, because the whole idea here is we want to make the community grow. Okay, we want to make the community grow. I just want to add one more thing. As a member, you will get information on exactly which projects I will be investing personally in the future. I'm not invested in, and I'm considering investing, and I will tell you. Obviously, it's not financial advice. You decide, you do your own research, but I will definitely post those information to you. So I hope this is all helpful, and hope to see you in the member section.